Alright, it has been a minute, but a game has recently gone on Steam as a demo called Demon Bluff, and it is a social deduction game. You have a village, different villagers do different things, and the whole goal is really to find out who the evil one is. So like for instance, Gem Crafter tells you who a good character is, Confessor just always tells you the truth, so that's kind of a freebie. Hunter tells you how close the nearest evil is, and the Lover tells you if there's any evils adjacent to them. But the minion hides as one of those and lies, so that's kind of the goal of the game. So, and I've seen a couple people play this, so I kind of get the gist. Kind of saying themselves is good is a little weird. 3 is good, okay. Alright, so that one's good. So you can mark them saying that, you know for a fact they're good. One evil's adjacent, that checks out for this one. I mean, it's got to be that one. That's easy. And so essentially, you just take out the one who you think is lying. And now they'll add more characters to the deck. So as you move on, obviously that was a freebie. It was kind of the first one. I haven't played this game yet, but I've seen people play it, so I've kind of learned a little bit about the game. But it's a new, different village every time you play, so it keeps improving there. So now the medium learns a good character in its role, and the judge you can actually click on an activatable and learn if another character is lying. So let's take a look. The medium is saying 2 is a real enlightened. The enlightened is saying closest eve is clockwise, and it's really nice that you can hover over and it tells you that. There we go. I am dizzy. Okay, well that is bad. I mean, that's just it. And the confessor, what the confessor does is it tells you I am good unless they're either corrupted or evil, in which case they're dizzy. So that one's a freebie. Alright, so this is, now we're going to start having outcasts. Outcasts aren't necessarily evil, but they kind of throw a wrench into the deck, so to speak. So Wretch, everything else thinks it's evil. And then Empress, you learn 3 characters and figure out that one is evil. So let's take a look. So Wretch, so everything is going to think it's evil. So that already checks out. 2 cards away from closest evil, that checks out because the Wretch. 2, 5, or 7 is evil. That did not include the Wretch. So now we have 5 or 7 unless the Empress is evil. Alright. But the thing is, this said 2 closest, so this also backs that up. So have, let's see here. So it would probably either be 5 or 7 now. 3 cards away. Well, that's a lie because the Wretch is right there. And this is correct. And 7 is lying. Easy enough. Alright, so now we got one more bad guy in the deck, so now there will be another liar. And you can pick 3 characters and learn how many of them are evil as an activatable for... Oh, that's not looking good. 4 is a real confessor. Alright, that's good. That backs up that as well. 1 is a real confessor. That's not right. Closest evil is equidistant, which basically means that would work, because 1 on each side. Alright. There we go. Alright, Bombardier. If you kill the Bombardier, they just die. Or you just lose the run. So you gotta be careful with that one. And then Knight, who just can't die. Closest evil is counterclockwise. Counterclockwise, so those both back each other up. But the Bombardier's right there. That's good. 1 is evil 163. Interesting, okay. 1 evil adjacent, okay. And you can click on this to see what's in the deck. So we got 2 bad guys. So my gut is saying that that's evil and that's evil. Let's find out. 1 is lying. So it's either that or that. But either way, this is the other one. So let's start there. Yeah. So this or this. Let's see what we got here. 3 is lying. Yep. Alright. Perfect. which you cannot reveal the last card. So that already limits a little bit of our information. Not ideal. But now Scout, learn how far a specific evil is to another closest evil. Okay. 8 is a real Empress. Okay. 2 Bombardiers. There's only 1 Bombardier in the deck. That's not ideal. So one of those, which is very scary, because if I hit the wrong one, I just lose. That's not ideal. This same closest evil is this way. 6, 7, and 1. I mean, if this is saying 6, 7, and 1, so that would be 1. That's saying that way. But that's saying 7, 8, 4. Alright, so I have 2 bad guys in the deck. So let's say hypothetically those 2 are accurate. So that would make 6, 7, 1 evil. So one of these guys. 8 is saying truth. So it could be that or that. And this one's saying 7, 8, 4. I mean, counterclockwise, that being the closest evil. I guess it's possible. Well, it would only be possible if both of them were evil. So that one's already a little weird. 7, 8, 4. So it could be 4 and 1. Without knowing what that is, I think that's my... Nope, that's not great. Okay, so that one was good. So that means the closest evil was counterclockwise. So that checks out that. So that means it has to be... Okay, whew. Has to be that guy. We know that much. So 7, 6, 7, 1. Okay. 7, 8, 4. We already know 4 is not one of them. So it's either you or you. No, but you said 1 is evil with that guy. Okay. I'm getting a little lost in it. This isn't good. I feel like it's got to be you, right? Whew. Alright. That was a little scary. So Ba adds 1 fake outcast to the deck. 1 card away. Okay. I mean, yep. Alright, easy enough. The confessors are kind of a freebie, at least for right now. Oh, look at that. Well, that was probably the easiest one. Okay. Slayer, activatable that you can pick. If evil picked, execute it. And then Knitter is basically, are evils adjacent or not? Okay, okay. This isn't a bad deck. Okay, Confessor, Knight. This should be a really easy deck, honestly. Can't reveal the last card. 2 Bombardiers. Aw, I hate when one of them is a Bombardier. Okay, equidistant. There's only 1 evil. If you're correct, and you just can't die anyway, yeah, we're fine, so you're good. So that means it has to be this guy, right? There's nothing else that would cause anything. Yeah, okay. Easy enough. Poisoner. So now we get into where it starts getting a little bit difficult here. So 1 adjacent, with the Poisoner, 1 adjacent villager is corrupted. So the villager's still good, but it's going to lie. Whereas the Bard just tells you how far it is from a corrupted character. So let's take a look here. Closest evil clockwise. That does check out. I'm inclined to believe you here because of the wretch. Unless it's equidistant. We got to keep that in mind. Normally you can just kill the knight, but because there's a poisoner, if the knight's corrupted, it would die. So we don't want to do that. And there's a second knight, so that doesn't bode well. Well, that means one of the knights is oh, okay. However, most likely, this knight is probably the evil, because the confessor is nope. Really? Okay. I was gonna say because the confessor is probably corrupted. 4 cards away from the closest evil. That seems crazy. Alright. Let's not get trigger happy. So 4, 6, or 5 is evil. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping that would isolate which one. Well, if this is saying that 4 away from the closest corrupted, then that would mean you're probably the poisoner and you're corrupted. Nope, that's a minion. So if you're corrupted, then you'd be the poisoner. Okay, cool. Pick 2 characters, learn if any of them is evil. Okay. Oracle, learn that 1 out of 2 characters is a specific minion role. Okay. I didn't check. Were those activatables or just constant? Okay, that one's constant. That's not activatable. 3 or 6 is a twin minion. Well, we know a wretch is there, so... Are there no corrupted characters? There's a bot and a twin minion. Yeah, that seems accurate. I'll believe you. And because there's no... Yep, we're good, because the knight can't die, and it's definitely not corrupted. Alright, so that's saying 4 is good. Well, I'm already not believing you, so I'm not believing you either. And that makes you sus too, because that would make that equidistant. Let's see if you're telling the truth. Let's use you as a baseline and you as a secondary. Well, that's not true either, because it thinks the wretch is evil. Okay. Let's say this is accurate. I mean, there's no way that would be the case. Could that be? Okay, that's Ba. And then you have to be it, right? Yeah. Wait, so how... 3 or 6 is a twin minion, but 2 was the twin minion. And that was saying 4 is good. Interesting. I don't know. Okay. Plague Doctor. This is going to be harder. 1 good villager is corrupted. And then it does have an activatable. If you pick the corrupted, you get to learn an evil. And then Alchemist has range of 2. And cures them from corruption. So I assume that means... Let's flip it over. Nope. We have a witch. Witch and Ba, okay. But no Plague Doctor. Oh yes, Plague Doctor, okay. Closest evil is counterclockwise. No evils adjacent. 6 or 2 is a witch. You named yourself. That's a little weird. Okay. 1 card away from closest evil. So that's potentially evil. But that says no evils are adjacent. So my guess is one of you are corrupted. 1 evil. Damn. Okay. 3, 2, or 1, there's 1 evil. I mean, it's got to be this one then. What the heck? Alright, that's good to know. The Plague Doctor, the outcast, can be... I did not realize that the outcast could be the evil person. 6 or 2, no evils. Okay, so that was true. 6 or 2. Yep, witch, that was true. 3, 2, 1, Ba. You were the corrupted one. Interesting, okay. That was terrible. Alright. But it looks like you just lose 1 health. So that's not the biggest deal, but Good to know, good to know. Okay, I think I learned from my mistakes, so we'll move on. Alright, so we have Plague Doctor, Witch, Poisoner. So potentially 2 corrupted and not revealing the last. Okay. You are either corrupted... You're saying no evils, though, so in that case you might be the corrupted character. Okay, in that case I think you're corrupted. What? Okay. Oh, so maybe you were corrupted. Double. 8 is evil. They got me again with that outcast being the evil one. I see how it is. Alright, so 4 was corrupted. You're also corrupted, though, because you're next to the poisoner. So all we got left is what? The witch? No evils adjacent. I'd believe that, since you're probably corrupted. Learn if any of them... So if that's accurate, I believe this as well. Now, you couldn't kill, so we already confirmed that 4 is corrupted. So you're good, you're good. 2 cards away from corrupted, you're good. So you are gonna tell me if we know you're... let's use it on you and you. Okay, so I think you're the witch. Okay, interesting. Counselor. 1 villager becomes an outcast. Always sits next to an outcast. That's good. Okay. Doppelganger. Disguises as a good, so I can now have 2 of the same good roll. Okay, Dizzy. What do we got? Do we have a witch? Nope, Counselor Ba. Okay. 2 evils adjacent. That would make sense. Because there's a wretch on one side, Counselor has to sit next to a outcast. So that could make sense. You, of course, closest evil is clockwise. You check out. Slayer. Tell me, is this the Counselor? I don't like that. I don't like that either. You're sus, you're sus, you're sus. Alright, so in that case, we gotta figure out who is the corrupted. I mean, you could be the corrupted, and you could be the Counselor as well. I feel like I didn't use my Slayer ability very well. Either way, we know you're wrong. You're just straight up wrong. Ah. Not corrupted. So you're just the Counselor. Okay. Which actually, that checks you out, because you're not the Counselor. You're just equidistant. But then you're wrong. Which means you're either corrupted, but you check out that you weren't able to kill, so it's you and you. One of you is corrupted, one of you is evil. I have no way to tell which, but I have 10 health, so I am just going to start swinging. Alright. Oh, buddy. Drunk. Disguises. Lies. Corrupted. Can't be cured. This is just the worst card ever. Alright, Druid, pick 3 characters, learn 1 random outcast, if any. So you're a way to tell who's the drunk, because everything else is kind of useless on the drunk. Cured 0 corruptions. 2 or 7 is a twin minion. 2 card, 3 card. Okay, interesting. Well, you are already weird, you two. I don't like that. Alright. So we do have a doppelganger. We have minion, minion, ba. So we don't have any corruptions, right? Yeah, that checks out. So already I think you're legit. 2 or 7. Well, obviously I'm not going to try the Bombardier. But if you're 3 cards away from corrupted... Wait a second, there are no corrupted. You liar. Get out of here. I really like the whole marking the characters. That helps quite a bit there. Let's see. I kind of wish I didn't just mark that guy, though. Alright, so there are no corrupted. So the knight we can just do a nice little check on. You are too closest from evil. That could be accurate if you're evil. And you being evil makes a lot of sense because there's no way you're telling the truth. Okay, so you're legit. Now we just got these guys. So you already checked out. You're good. Slayer and Jester are the last two I need to try. Couldn't kill 9. Alright, fair enough. Puka! Villagers adjacent to me are corrupted. That's a pain. So we need to look for a huge area of just sus people. Cured 0 corruptions. There is a plague doctor. There are no corrupted characters. Well, that doesn't make sense because you didn't cure. And we do have a plague doctor. Witch and Puka. Okay. So you're probably not accurate. Witch and Puka. So we need to look for like a big group of people who are lying. 2 or 7 could be witch. That says closest. 2 away from closest evil. You, I think, are legit. We're in an outcast. That doesn't really help us this game, does it? No, because we already know the 2 outcasts. In that case, let's just make sure you tell the truth. Okay. You seem legit. So if you're 2 cards away, I think you're saying the bard is the witch. Ah! Fair enough, should have tested it. Okay, that means... Okay, that means a couple of things. That means the Puka's a J... Ah, no it doesn't, because the Plague Doctor. I mean, can't I just do this? 9 is evil, 7 is corrupted. Okay, so that was Puka. So that was the corrupted. That means you're corrupted, unless you're the evil one. But this being 2 cards, that actually checks out, though. That means you actually have to be just goofy placement. I don't know why, but whenever the Bombardier is the evil, I just refuse to take that into account. I need to stop that. Alright. Poisoner and Puka and Plague Doctor? I really hope the Alchemist is good and helps me out here. 2 corruptions, okay. 6 is good. This does a range of 2. So that means like 1, 2, 1, 2, I believe. Poisoner's 2 cards, Poisoner's 3 cards. So you guys, something's happening there. Slayer. We just have the Plague Doctor, okay. Yep, that's accurate. 6 is good, so 3, 8, or 7 is evil. 3, 8, 7. Well, I definitely think we don't have a doppelganger. So we know for a fact one of these scouts is probably evil. 3, 8, 7. You include this scout. So I get the feeling like you're evil. Couldn't kill, but you could just be corrupted. 4 is evil, 9 is corrupted. So you are the poisoner. Okay. Which means were you corrupted? Meaning you lied about how many corruptions you cured? This is getting crazy. Alright. 3, 8, 7. I feel like you guys are accurate. I feel like you're bad. you are confirmed corrupted, so you're good. One evil. But there might be a... Okay, but Puka would have... If that was Puka, would have corrupted you, but you are accurate. And you told the truth, so you can't be Puka, because you would have... 4, 8, 9, 1 evil. I mean, Jester being evil would actually work out with you telling the truth. No, but then that doesn't work out, because Puka would have corrupted. Actually, if you told the truth, you would have cured that corruption. Maybe it is you. Nope, I was way off. So then it has to be you, right? Well, no, because you... 387... 873. You told me the truth. So I don't think it's you this time. You would be interesting to be Puka, because then you and the scout wasn't corrupted. I think it's actually you. Okay. That was a scary one. Puka's a hard one to deal with. One random, unrevealed good villager becomes a baker. Okay. Learn which side of the circle is more evil. Okay. Okay, medium, scout, architect, jester, alchemist, doppelganger, and then Puka. We got Puka back. Cured one corruption. Left side is more evil, so when you hover over it, it's showing the arrows, so that means this side is more evil. Okay, these two are already acting weird. Okay, let's calm down here. We got 3 of these things. Puka's 3 card. 4 is a real alchemist. Puka minion, okay. Puka minion doppelganger. So we know one of the alchemists is not good. Let's say, for argument's sake, that you two are legit. In that case, you could be corrupted, because there would only be two corruptions anyway. So you're probably Puka. Because if you're saying 3 cards away, 1, 2, 3... Yeah, that would be pretty surprising. 2 evils among those? So let's say... No, because that wouldn't work. I think the Jester's lying to me. But also left side is more equal. They're not equally equal. Yeah, they're not equally evil, and there's 2. So I feel like you have to be one of the corrupted. But there are so many of these guys saying they're curing the corruptions. So I can't trust that Puka actually corrupted something. I mean, we need to find out, are you telling the truth? You were telling the truth. Alright, so, I mean, health is a resource. 7, 4, 3. So that means we found out that there's 2 evils actually among you guys. And it's not corrupted. It would have said corrupted if it was. So that means Puka wouldn't be next to you. That means most likely... I mean, this would make sense. You would check out if these 2 were the evils. Okay. So you actually cured that guy. That's pretty solid. Okay. Whew. Shaman. 2 same villager roles in current village. Okay, so this is just like another doppelganger. Bishop. Learn up to 3 characters. 1 villager. Outcast evil. Okay. Right side's more evil. I hate the bombardier. Dizzy. Okay. Well, you two are both being goofy with that one, so that's good to know. Puka's 2. Shaman is 2. You two would check out if the Puka and the Shaman were both 2 away from each other. Interesting. So what? So obviously there's a lot of lying happening down here. Okay. So I think that makes probably because there's just a ton. Well, the right side has to be more evil. So if you're Puka though, it would make sense that both of these are lying. You're Puka. So 5 or 3 is evil. That's false. Well, you said 1 evil's adjacent. So if you're actually corrupted, that would mean you... But the right side is more evil. And you're lying, but you're also next to Puka. So it can't be you. We know that much. Because if it was you, then the right side... if it was you, you'd be lying, and the left side would be more evil. So right now, yeah, that works out. Shaman is 2 away. Let's say hypothetically that's right. Puka's 2 away. Okay, I forgot about you two. I gotta come back to you two. You two seem legit. So that means Shaman is either you or you. You're saying only 1 evil's adjacent to you, but that's because Puka's corrupting you. I think it's you. It's not you. I lied. I'm sorry. So how'd you get uncorrupted then? Because you just told me the truth and you're next to Puka. I don't know. Alright. So that means it's the Bombardier then? Because that's 2 cards away? Oh, buddy, I hate this. I hate that they keep making the Bombardier the evil characters. Not a fan. So, oh, can the doppelganger not get corrupted? Is that what happened? Is that why Puka didn't affect it? Interesting. Yeah, we knew you were corrupted. Interesting, okay. So I don't think the doppelganger can be corrupted by Puka. Huh. Puppeteer. Random adjacent villager becomes a puppet. It's evil but cannot lie. Okay. Closest evil is equidistant. Was a slayer. I am the original baker. I say that... Okay, so... 1 random da-da-da-da-da. Learn which villager I was. I say that I was a random villager, but you're saying I am the... Okay, I think you're good. Closest evil is equidistant. Right side is more evil. So if you're good then... Who's our evils again? Puppeteer, Puka. Alright, Puppeteer, Puka, and we have a drunk too. Okay, so we need to use the druid to find the drunk. That's important. Slayer, you could be telling the truth. Do we have anything that corrupts? Just the drunk is corrupted. But the drunk can't be cured. So you're either drunk or evil. We know that. So I think you're the drunk. Let's double check. Well. Huh. Maybe 3 is evil then? Or maybe you're just Puka. Oh, how about that? Is 5 or 6 evil false? I mean, that's a lie, so we already know you're very suspect. You could be the drunk. Nope, I included you in the druid's thing, though. You are telling the truth, so you're probably the puppet. Okay. I feel like you two are good, but I'm not 100% on you. Closest evil equidistant. I mean, we already found 2 of the 3 evils, so that means you're automatically not accurate. 564 no outcasts. You could be not accurate as well. So this makes sense for the Puka, but I know the drunk's in here somewhere. But you're also wrong. So I think fortune teller's drunk, and I think architect is Puka. That checks out. Alright, dreamer. Learn an evil roll. If evil picked, we'll learn it correct. Okay. 3 is good. No evils adjacent. Okay, I like the sign of that. But we do have a plague doctor. Cured 2 corruptions. I mean, isn't there only 1 corrupted unless... Nope, Puka's back. Why is Puka always here? 2 evils adjacent. Do we only have a plague doctor? Plague doctor doppelganger. So we know the doppelganger would be most likely a lover because we have all of these guys. 1 evil adjacent, no evils adjacent. You do not make sense. You are definitely wrong. I mean, you could make sense, but it's very unlikely. No, there's no way, because range 2. I don't think that makes sense. 2 evils. So if you're oh so evil, though, then you'd be... Not corrupted. No, I'm getting a little trigger happy. Okay, so Puka. So we know you guys are already corrupted. Shaman. I mean, you're good. We just proved that. You're a liar. So you're probably either the corrupted or the evil. You only check out if you're the corrupted. In which case you would also check out. So you would be the liar. If you're told the truth, then it has to be you. So they just grouped up. Okay, fair enough. Witness. Learn a character that was affected by an evil. What does that mean, is the question. This is a garbage deck. Oh no. Alright. Alright, so can learn who's a puppet, corrupted character, village turned into outcast, cloned character who was killed by a evil. Okay. Interesting. So there's potentially a drunk plague doctor, wretch bombardier, because we have the counselor and boss. So we got to remember one of the evils is next to an outcast. Whoa. Well, you're already a good sign. Alright, so it's either you or you. 9 was affected by evil. Interesting. 8, 6, or 2 is evil. Huh. One villager becomes an outcast. Sit next to an outcast. Plague Doctor's the only one who corrupts here. Couldn't kill one. 4 is evil, 1 is corrupted. Okay, so that checks you out, that checks you out, you're just corrupted, and that checks you out. So 4 is evil, that makes sense, you're the counselor. You're Ba. That means the counselor has to be one of you two. Closest evil counterclockwise, that doesn't check out, so you're suspect as well. You are accurate. So it's one of you three. I don't think you were affected by evil, so you're lying. 8, 6, or 2. You check out if you're, it has to be you. Corrupted. 8, 6, or 2 is evil. I mean, the other one's counselor. It has to be you. What? The drunk? You've got to be kidding me. Oh, that makes sense, too, because Ba was right there. Ah, I should have gotten that. Interesting. Alright. Alright, so I lost a heart. Minion, Puppeteer, Ba. Wretch, Doppelganger. This is a way better deck. Okay. This one should be a lot easier. Especially when you pop up. Cured 2 corruptions. I mean, if you're cured, so you have to be evil then if you're telling the truth. But that's 1 card away, so that doesn't bode well. 2 cards away. Man, these alchemists saying they're curing all these corruptions. Alright, is there even corruptions to cure? Minion, Puppeteer, Ba? There's no... You're not right. You're not right. That would make you accurate. That would make you accurate. You would be suspect. That would make you accurate. 7, 3, 9. 7 is legit. 3 is questionable still because I haven't looked at it yet. 9. 9 being evil makes sense to me. How many are there? There's 3 evils. That's funny. I think you might actually be accurate. Puppet. Puppeteer. Ba. And then Minion. Easy enough. Poet. Well, that's pretty vague. Okay. Learn random info. Ba's 3 cards away from close. Oh, so you can just do what other people do, I guess? 1 is a real alchemist. Okay. Well, this should be easy enough, because is there corruptions? Counselor, Puppeteer, Ba. No Plague Doctor flipped up, so that means there are no corruptions. So you are legit. And if you're legit, you seem suspect. 1 is a real alchemist, that clears you as well. 8 was affected by an evil. Is there a counselor? There is. So that checks out as well. I think you're accurate. So I think you're the counselor. Okay. You saying there's a pair of evil makes sense because that's the truth, so you're the puppet. So you tell me it was affected by evil. Well, then you have to be... You have to be the counselor. You're Ba. Oh, there's a doppelganger. That's right. Counselor could sit next to doppelganger. I mean, I just fell into this one. I didn't realize that was going to happen. Alright. So, in that case, doppelganger... So the fortune tellers. One of the fortune tellers is the doppelganger. You told me the truth. Let's see if you tell me the truth. Same question. You tell me the truth also. One is a real alchemist. You check out. You have to be it. No, because, I mean, okay, the answer was right in front of me. It's only 2 cards away. Alright. Kill a random unrevealed character. Deal 2 damage to you at nighttime. Okay, so every 4 reveals, on the 4th one I take 2 damage and it kills someone. That's scary. Okay, not ideal. Are there any corruptions? Minion, twin minion, wills. No, there are not. That worked out. Okay, so now can I flip these and be okay? I think so. Alright, I'm 2 cards away from closest evil. Learn if any of them are evil. True. You check out. 6 is good. Interesting. 8 could be twin minion. Couldn't kill 8. Couldn't kill 8. So that means you're probably a liar. Right? So you're definitely telling the truth. I mean, it could just be, if you're 2 away, it could be both Slayers? What are the odds of that, though? No, but then you're saying that the poet could be a twin minion. Kinda just wanna find out about the dreamer? Okay, so you're full of crap. What? If not lying, Retro looks like... We're in an evil role. If evil picked, learn correct info. Wait, so does that mean because I didn't pick evil, it lied to me? Is that what that's saying? Okay, I did not understand how the dreamer worked. That's interesting. Okay, down to 2 hearts. That's not great. Let's see. Minion, twin minion, Willis. So we're back to Willis. We have a wretch as well. We're in village 7/7. Both sides. Oh, forgot Willis is going to start killing people. Okay, so there's a wretch. Both sides are equally evil. That kind of checks out because we'd have, what, 4 evils altogether with the wretch included? Okay. So you could be accurate. There's no corruptions, we know that much. You're accurate. Evils are not adjacent. Two evils. 0 evils. Okay, you're wrong. Let's use the Slayer. Okay, so we know you're legit. Learn if any of them are evil. 7, 3, 2. You're legit. 6, 7, 8. I think you're evil. Alright, for you to be telling the truth, the last one would have to be on this side. We know you're right. We know you're right as well. So that wouldn't work. But then if you were evil, that wouldn't work because that would be telling the truth. Both sides are equally evil. There's something wrong here. You killed. I mean, you can't be evil. 6, 7, 8, you're legit. because the Slayer killed. 732, there's a wretch, that's accurate. Both sides are equally evil. 8 or 7. Or 6 or 5. 6 or 5. Is evil true? Yeah, see, I knew you were telling the truth, but everything else makes sense. Unless... No, but that has to be the wretch, because the druid is saying it's the wretch. It confirmed it. This makes no sense. 6 or 5 evil. True. Yes, that's accurate. This is confirming because it died. It's not corrupted or evil. That confirms both sides are equally evil. I feel like it had to be you, but that doesn't work. 732 wretch. 6, 7, 8. 2 evils. You killed. Everything else makes sense. But it can't be the wretch because you confirmed it. And we know that it has to be equally evil. I mean, it can't be this, right? I don't understand. If you're watching this and you saw that, please explain to me why Lilith seemed like it told the truth there. I don't understand. Unless I don't... Maybe I need to relook at what that character does. Drunken Puka. Okay. That is a good spot to call with this on. Because that's not... let's do one more. This game's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend this. Left side is more evil. There's only one evil. I mean, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because there's only Puka, right? Yeah, it's only Puka. And there's Drunk, potentially. Alright, so it's probably one of these two. One is evil, 3, 2, 1. You're probably corrupted. I think you're Puka. That checks out. Alright, I'm going to call it there. I'm definitely going to do more of this game, though, because this is a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know. Just comment down below so I can know it's worth doing these videos. Because I have fun with them, but I never really know if people are enjoying watching and what that looks like there. But yeah, anyway, thanks for stopping by. See you.